Hello everyone! Hello grade 8 students! It's me again, Ma'am Tere Buena, your guidance counselor. And I am here to help you accomplish your homeroom guidance module for quarter 1, which is entitled Level Up Your Study Habits. I am going to guide you in answering this module, and at the same time, I am going to discuss also some of the parts. Page 11 of your module, which is entitled Make Studying a Habit, okay? And up to number 12, okay? So, this is how our homeroom guidance module 1 looks like. So, it is entitled Level Up Your Study Habits. Okay, are you now ready, grade 8? So, before we start, I want you to get your pen and a copy of your module. So, let us answer together this module. Okay. So, you can see there some parts like Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. So, definitely, so this module is made by the following persons. Nakalagay dyan yung development team. And we have there some statement, okay, for your parents. So, gabay sa magulang or tagapag-alaga. So, you can let your parents read this part. Okay? And for the introductory message, ayan. So, we are going to read this, grade 8 students. Okay. So, this module is designed to help you in academic-related needs, concerns affecting your individuality, relationship with others, and interaction in the community and interest, talents and skills, discovery which will help you to explore future career options and opportunities. So this module has 6 interactive activities for you to follow, namely, number 1, let's try this, which will help you to get ready to learn. Let's explore this, which will guide you towards what you need to learn. Keep in mind, which will give you the lessons that you need to learn and understand. You can do it, which will help you apply the lessons learned in daily activities. What I have learned, which will test and evaluate your learning. Share your thoughts and feelings, which will help you express your thoughts, opinions, and feelings. Make sure to read, think, follow, and enjoy every task that you are asked to do. Have fun, stay safe, and healthy. So again, the title of Module 1 is Level Up Your Study Habits. So ano ba yung mga learning objectives for this module? So at the end of this module, you are expected to, number 1, discuss your practices for effective study habits, identify different ways in improving study habits, and number 3, improve study habits plan. So it's our module for week 1 of quarter 1, and the suggested time allotment is 180 minutes, and you will be needing the following: clean sheet of paper and ball pen. So in this module, you will discover your areas of strength and identify your weaknesses in studies. Okay, you will learn about your learning style, tips on how to organize your study time, and ways to improve your school performance. As you advance into grade 8, you will be progressing to a new set of lessons which demand more of your time and effort in school and at home. So as you advance into grade 8, you will be progressing to a new set of lessons which demand more of your time and effort in school and at home. So it is then necessary to discover plans and develop study habits which go along with your learning style. So you're going to take this module, of course, seriously, and this will be a big help for you to survive the various challenges throughout your stay in school. You can do it. Okay. So the title of the first activity in your module is How Do You Study Well? So what you're going to do is, accordingly, you will recall your study habits when you were in grade 7. Okay. Alalahanin nyo kung ano bang klase ng study habits meron kayo nung kayo ay nasa grade 7 pa lang. On a piece of paper, list down the steps and strategies of studying lessons in your preparation for a quiz or exam. So, share it with your family members. Ayan. So, maglalagay lang kayo dyan ng ililista nyo lang yung mga steps at yung mga strategies na ginagawa ninyo para sa inyong pag-aaral every time na meron kayong quiz or meron kayong exam. And afterwards, you are going to answer the processing questions. So, again, on a piece of paper, you're going to write the answer to the following questions. Number 1, did you find it easy to share your study habits with your family members? Why? Madali lang ba na i-share ang inyong study habits sa family members ninyo? Kung opo, bakit po? Kung hindi po, bakit naman po? You write there why. And you write there the reason why. And number 2, how do you plan to improve your study habits during this time of pandemic? Okay, do you have any plan to improve your study habits? Okay, and for the next activity, under Let's Explore This, suggested time is 20 minutes. The title is My Study Habits, Effective or Not Effective. The following statements are some of the study habit practices. So you're just going to check the yes column if you practice it and no column if you don't. Then copy and answer it on a piece of paper. So you're going to get again a piece of paper and then just write yes or no. Under study habit practices, we have there number 1, bring everything including those you don't need to school. Okay, yes or no. And then next, cramming for a test or project. Okay, number 3, getting a good night's sleep. Pinapractice nyo ba to? Do you get a good night's sleep? And number 4, having breaks in between study periods. Okay, do you practice this? Do you take breaks every time you study? And next, making a schedule on the things that need to be accomplished. Okay, do you make a schedule? Yes or no? And next, multitasking. Do you do multitasking? Like for example, studying while taking care of a younger siblings, or studying while watching TV, studying while browsing your Facebook. Okay, next. Using a single resource even if there is or are other available materials. Kontento ka ba na isang resource lang ang iyong ginagamit? Okay? Isang single resource lang ba? Or you use many resources for your studies? And next, outlining and rewriting your notes. Do you do this? Do you practice this? Yes or no? And next, practicing performance tasks by yourself or with friends. Okay? Next, staying awake late at night to review. Okay, do you do this? And next, studying while the TV or radio is on. Okay? Utilizing memory games or mnemonic devices. So I want you to be very honest in answering these questions. Anyway, this is for you. And under these questions or statements, you can see there 2 columns: effective study habits and ineffective study habits. So accordingly, you're just going to categorize these study habits whether they are effective or ineffective. Ano sa tingin niyo? Like for example, bringing everything those you don't need to school. Is it an effective study habit or ineffective? If you think it is ineffective, so you write down under ineffective study that particular statement. And after doing that, of course, you have to answer again the processing question and you have to write it on a clean sheet of paper. So you will be needing a lot of paper for this module. So number 1, based on your answers above, what did you realize regarding your study habits? Did you have any realization? So please write it down in your paper. And number 2, how do you feel about it? Are you happy? A little bit sad, contented, worried, etc. So why? So kung ano man yung naramdaman nyo, if you felt happy, why did you felt that way? Or if you feel like you are a little bit worried, why also? You write it there. And next, we have another activity. It's entitled Our Family's Best Award. So, what you're going to do is, number 1, you are just going to request your family members or anyone available in your household to be in one place during dinner or any free time for collaborative discussion for this activity. If no one is available, connect to your family friends through social media, Facebook, or Twitter. And then, so kung nakagather na kayo, so kung may time, o if your family have already gathered, on a clean sheet of paper, you are going to list down the names of the family members and their roles. So for example, you're going to write the name of your mother, okay? Kung sino yung kasama doon sa collaborative discussion na gagawin ninyo. And of course, number 3, ask each member regarding their best experience or academic reward received during their school days or any appreciation they got when they were still studying. Okay, so napakadali lang naman. Accordingly, itatanong lang naman natin sa ating mga family members kung ano ba yung kanilang best experiences or kung mayroon bang academic award silang na-receive, you're going to list it down, and or any award or appreciation they got when they were still young or when they were still studying. And number 4, let them identify their strategy or study habits that make them receive such reward. Ano ba yung mga naging strategy nila or ways in order for them to achieve such a reward? And number 5, solicit any idea among family members on the effective ways to learn during this time of pandemic. And accordingly, you are going to ask your family members about their idea on the effective ways to learn. Ano kaya sa tingin nila ang pinaka-epektibong pamamaraan para matuto ngayong panahon ng pandemya? And number 6, you're going to list down the ideas shared by family members that you think may help you to plan and prepare for your study. And after that, okay, you are going to answer again this processing question on a clean sheet of paper. Number 1, did the activity help you discover other effective study habits from your family members, friends that suit your personal preference or personality? Okay? May na-discover ka ba ng mga epektibong study habits galing sa iyong pamilya na akma sa iyong personalidad o sa iyong mga gusto? And number 2, is it important to have study habits which suits one personality? Ayan. So, ibig sabihin lang, importante po ba na magkaroon tayo ng study habits na akma sa ating personalidad at bakit? So, for the next activity, session 2, suggested time allotment is 5 minutes. So, you're just going to recall study habits given by your family members. Write at least 5 of them on a piece of paper. Susulat mo lang naman kung ano yung mga sinabi nilang good study habits by your family members. And then, what possible effect could it yield if you adopt some or all of those? Ano kaya yung mga magiging posibleng epekto nito sa'yo kung sakaling ito ay gagawin mo rin or ia-apply mo rin? Today, you will discover more on your study plan because on activity 3, entitled My Weekly Log and Study Plan, okay, ilalagay natin dyan. So, suggested time allotment is 30 minutes. So, again, you're going to get a piece of paper. On a whole sheet of paper, you are going to copy and accomplish your usual weekly study log guided by the following format. Okay, this is the format. Okay, under the title, we have there the schedule from Monday to Sunday and from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So, after which, you are going to fill out all your hourly schedule on a day-to-day basis. For example, your class is from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and so forth. So fill out the log covering the time allotment. And now, write also the pre-planned activities or social appointments. Examples are watching TV and playing basketball. Okay, for the processing question, again, you're going to get another sheet of paper. You are going to answer the following questions. Number 1, was it easy for you to accomplish the activity or not? Why? Okay, number 2, did you devote time in improving your school performance? Are you satisfied with it? Why? Or did you give time to improve your study performance? If yes, are you satisfied with it and why? Okay, and number 3, do you have a plan to change or improve it? Why? Okay, so for our discussion part, so this is good for 15 minutes. Make studying a habit. Okay, sabi dito, being successful in school requires a high level of study skills that must be first learned, practiced, and developed in order to be successful. So once na-develop natin ito, the job of studying and learning will become easier and smarter kasi naging habit na natin or nakasanayan na natin. So, to help you establish good study habits that fit your personality, take time to read the topics below. So, ibig sabihin, ang study habits natin dapat ay fitted din sa kung anong klaseng personalidad na meron tayo. So, we all know that each one of us has different personality. So, dapat pala ang pag-aaral natin ay depende din kung anong klase ang personalidad natin o ang ating personality. So, tingnan naman natin ang mga ito. So, to establish good study habits that fit your personality, take time to read the topics below. Ayan, nakalagay dito. Number 1, alamin daw natin ang ating dominant learning style. Know what your dominant learning style is. So, pag sinabi natin learning style, it refers to how an individual is able to learn and remember an information. So, iba-iba pala tayo ng ating mga learning style. And what are the different kinds of learners? So, tingnan natin, asan po ba kayo dito or alin kayo dito? So, number 1, letter A is visual learners. So, pag sinabi nating visual learners, many authors and researchers daw, like Donna Markova and Anne Powell, tell you that you learn best in seeing and showing, and learners who are visual learners tend to appreciate printed handouts and resources that reinforce educational concepts. Writing down information will help process and remember it. Ikaw ba ay isang visual learner kung saan natututo ka pag nakikita mo ang iyong pinag-aaralan? Okay? So, when you are a visual learner, you appreciate printed materials. Ayan. Mas na-appreciate mo na nakikita mo ang pinag-aaralan mo. Kung ikaw naman ay isang auditory learner, you choose verbal instruction. So, mas gusto mo yung naririnig mo yung pinag-aaralan mo. Okay? So, some learners learn best from hearing and speaking. Okay? And are comfortable listening. Katulad nito, nakikinig ka and talking and tend to engage easily in conversation. If you are a tactile kinesthetic learner, you prefer being physically engaged in the learning process. Markova and Powell stipulated that these learners are best engaged through experiencing and doing. So, they prefer to write things down themselves and will remember best when they are documenting their own goals and progress. So, alin ka dun? Are you a visual learner? Are you an auditory learner? Or are you a tactile, kinesthetic learner? Okay. And number 2, sabi dito, for us to be able to establish our good study habits, we have to create smart, okay? Create a smart goals. Ayan. Ano ba yung ating mga smart goals? So, when we say smart, again, S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. So, we have to create the smart goal. Okay. And number 3, make your study time a part of your routine. Know which time of the day you learn well. As much as possible, you have to schedule a time every day for studying. So, para maging habit ito, every day dapat may nakalaan na oras para sa pag-aaral. Like for example, from Monday to Saturday, you are going to study from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening, or depende kung anong oras mas komportable ka na mag-aral. You can also give a 1-day break for your study. Like for example, for Sunday naman, you will not have any study time, but pag Monday na, will stick to your study plans. And another is, you have to establish a study zone. When we say establish a study zone, you have to know kung ano ba yung place na gusto mo. So, some like a quiet place, whilst others want a little noise. So, you use gadgets like laptops, cell phones, and tablets wisely. So, for session 3, suggested time allotment is 5 minutes. So, the instruction is, based on your previous sessions, you are going to make a list of effective study habits which you think will work well to improve your school performance. Okay, you're going to write it in a piece of paper. And then, for the next activity, for 20 minutes, you are also going to make your own pointers to level up your study habits on a piece of paper. So, get your weekly log and study plan kasi ito yung magiging basis natin sa paggawa ng ating sariling mga pointers, and try to improve it using the things you learn from the module. Then share it to your family member. Again, you can modify, you can change your study plan and weekly log depending on what you learned from our previous discussion or previous activity. And next, under what I have learned, suggested time allotment is 15 minutes. So, activity 4, this is entitled Study Habits Status Check. What is your study habits status? Number 1, I know that my study habits work well if, okay. Number 2, I know that my study habits do not work well if, okay. Kailan ba siya effective? Para sa number 1 question. And number 2 naman, kailan ba ineffective ang iyong study habits? Number 3, I know I am faithful to my study plan if, okay, kailan mo ba nasusunod ang iyong study plan? Kapag, and number 4, my goal for making my study plan is, okay, what is your goal? And number 5, for my study habits to work, I need to. Okay, ano ba yung mga dapat mong gawin in order for you to improve your study habits? Now, since you already revised your study plan, what makes it so responsive to the current situation? Okay? Since nagawa mo na ang iyong study plan, ano naman kaya ang dahilan kung bakit ito ay magiging epektibo or responsive sa current or sa present situation mo? what will be your steps to make sure that your plan will be realized? So you have to write your answer to this question again on a sheet of paper. Now for the next part, share your thoughts and feelings. Suggested time allotment is 15 minutes for on a sheet of paper. You're going to answer the following questions. Number 1, what are these possible problems which might block the application of your planned and improved study plan? Ano kaya sa tingin mo yung mga posibleng magiging problema kung sakali man na ikaw ay kung sakali man na i-apply mo na ang iyong mga plano para ma-improve ang iyong study habits? And number 2, how will you deal with this problem? Syempre, dapat may solusyon. Ano ang gagawin mo para masolusyonan ang problemang ito? And next, you can see there a table. You're going to follow this format. There's a problem there, problem, and then solution. For example, ang ilalagay mo sa problem is, the problem that blocked me in the application of my plan and improved study habits is noisy environment. Pwedeng ganon. Okay, solution, you will find a time wherein everybody is already silent. And for the last activity, okay, time allotment is 5 minutes. So, you are going to read something about the United Nations Conventions. You're going to read something about the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. Okay, so we are done with our Module 1 for Grade 8. I hope that you learned a lot from this module. I hope that you were able to realize that improving study habits is a must, and it is important also that we discuss our study habits practices to our family so that they can support us, so that they can help us to improve it. So they will also cooperate once you will study, and it is also important that you identify different ways in improving study habits, and this should be fitted or suited to your personality. By comparing our old study habits to our new study habits, we were able to change and improve it. So, since nasa grade 8 na tayo, alam ko na marami ang mga pwede nating ma-improve sa ating study habits. So that's why we are having this module, because we would like you to recognize the importance of having good study habits. That's it for now for our Module 1. So, see you again in Module 2. So, bye again. So, this is Ma'am Tera, your guidance counselor. See you next time.